Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Off the Hook Live. I'm Ted, your host, and tonight we have a good show for you guys. I'm really looking forward to this. Um, I'm going to have Shawn and Dawn from Jinx'Em Scents on with me tonight. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about their new products that they have. Really excited about these new products. We'll wait till they get here to bring them on and talk about them. But getting on to Jinx'Em Scents, letting you know, hey, what's up, buddy? Thank you for coming in. Hey, mom. But Jinx'Em Scents, great company. You guys got to go over to my link. If you guys are interested in buying anything over there, use my code. If you don't want to use my code, you can save 10% if you use Off the Hook Outdoors. But if you don't want to choose not to use my code and you want to just go to their website is right here. I will throw that up real quick. I will throw their website up. That's the jinxemscents.com. You can check them out. And then if you want to use my code, you can use my code right here at jinxemscents.com. It's Off the Hook Outdoors. That'll save you 10% on your order. And I see Shawn is in the basement right now. So we are going to bring him up. But before I bring him up, guys, I just wanted to tell you something about this company here. They care. They really care about their products. They care about their people. They are really, really involved. You can reach them whenever, you can call them. When I have questions, I can call them. I'm on the pro staff, but I see people calling them all the time, asking questions. They do their own little version of their lives on Facebook. They do giveaways and things like that. Shawn and Dawn are a pleasure. I am so glad that I'm part of the team. It's the best scent company and I've worked for a few scent companies. I'm talking field staff to admin, and I'm on their pro staff, and I was lucky enough to have them invite me to their pro staff, and it has been awesome working with this company and Shawn and Dawn. Awesome people. They care about you. They care about their products. And I'm really excited about the products that we're going to be talking about today. I was waiting for it. I am a blank guy, but I'm going to wait till I bring Shawn up here. I'm going to get him up here right now. We're going to talk about the new products. And I have some questions from earlier I wrote down when I was doing lives leading up to this one. People were asking me questions about the new stuff. And we're going to ask Shawn and Dawn tonight. And they're going to give us the rundown on their new products. And this is your one-stop shop for everything that you need, guys. So I encourage you to go over, browse their website. They have some. If you're a hunter and outdoors and you're deer hunter, there will be something on their website for you. They have everything from arrows, broadheads, releases, arrow wraps, fletchings, scent, minerals, food plot seed. Everything you have, one-stop shop, and they're awesome people. So I'm going to bring Shawn up right now, and I'm going to welcome him in because I've been waiting for this night. It's been a few months here, and I am excited for tonight. So we're going to add him to the stage now. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shawn. I don't know if I want to say the better half of Jinx'Em Scents, but he's just a half of Jinx'Em Scents right now. All right, here's Shawn.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I think it's just gonna be me and you, Ted. I don't think Dawn's feeling it.
That's okay. I know she's been working her butt off with the new products and the orders and the websites and all that.
Oh my God. So. Yeah, we both have. I sat out in my tree stand this evening and was up there freaking trying to fall asleep. Like, come on, man, wake up.
Yeah, I hear you. I heard you said you saw a good buck crossing over there.
I had a really nice buck. I got some video of him there. I was going to post it. I'll probably post it here later.
Okay.
It's hard saying. He had on his far side, though, you can see he had 3 fingers there on his G2. And then he had a split on the one on the side I could see real good.
Okay.
And then, he went right at 11:30. So I sat out. It's probably about 20 after 11. I caught a doe, kind of not running, but kind of, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of that. Going across, and she went across the neighbor's lawn, and then just a few minutes later, I caught I looked back out the window, and all I caught was just the back of a deer going over the hill. And I was like, oh, that was probably a buck. I probably missed it. And then I got busy again, and another 5 minutes, so 6 minutes went by or so, and I just happened to look out that window again, and he was literally just coming out from behind our garage where I could see him. And I was like, oh, crap. I'm like, hey, babe, the big boys. And I thought it was that one I'd been watching. And but now I think this one's heavier, totally heavier, and he comes out farther. That other buck, when you get a side view of him, his rack only comes about halfway to his nose. It curls right in pretty hard. And cool. Yeah, he's a good buck. I'd have probably shot him in 90 feet. That's kind of why I went after him down, with this urban hunt, this 40-acre block right here during the day, and not saying that they won't during the rut this time of the year, but during the day like that, though, they run around in this block, it's 40 acres. There's plenty of timber for them. Oh, yeah. And I'm the only one that hunts them. So, nice. So that's it. I kind of figured, hey, I get in on my stand and just sit for the rest of the day. I probably got pretty good odds that he'll come strolling through here. That doe will end up pulling him through. So pretty sure that doe was, if she's not in heat, she's getting real close. And got that big boy on his feet. Just roughly looking at him, I don't know. I was kind of hoping maybe he might hit 160, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to get him on my camera, and I have no pictures of this buck. I have no video, nothing. I've never seen this buck before in my life till today. Really? So
yeah, new bucks will start showing up too. Yeah, they'll start showing up here.
Yep. And that's kind of what I've been waiting for, and kind of passing on this one that I've got, 11 point. He's in the 150s. He's a solid 150s, mid 150s. But with this urban hunt, I mean, that's not a big buck for the urban. I mean, it's a good one. A lot of guys are shooting 150s on the urban hunt, So, and it is a good buck. Yeah. But just knowing what's here, it makes it real hard to pull the trigger right away on one of them. You kind of want to sit back.
That's a no-brainer for me here in PA, buddy. That's a 160 all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Going down for me in PA.
Oh, and this same buck out on public ground now, because our urban hunt is separate from our state hunt, Okay. Out on the public ground, I would have smashed him. Nice. Yeah, I would smash him for sure.
Yeah.
Mid 150s, I'll take that one all day long. But yeah, it's been tough hunting out here for us. Just not a lot of deer. We had EHD come through. They kind of hammered on the does for a few too many years, and then we had EHD come through last year and just put a hammer to them. It whacked them pretty hard. So, deer trails. Dawn was complaining we was going in. She's like, "Oh, where's that trail we always walk in on?" And I'm like, "That's a deer trail." Well, it's not here because there's hardly any deer in here.
There's no trail anymore.
Yep, we literally had to shoot. So she had to work a little bit to get in. And, just because of some of the grass yet still that we had to walk through, that taller grass wants to grab your feet and shit. And,
Oh, yeah.
So, so that's it. Dawn ain't been out much. I ain't been out. Today was my ninth time is all since, actually, my urban hunt opened September 20th. And this is only the 9th time I've been to the woods since October 1st. I didn't really count that urban hunt stuff. I was back working for my boy, too, so I wasn't even here for it. And, that's it. So, but since I got back, I think I was back about the 5th or something like that of October. Yeah, I've made it like 9 times, and they've been just, from 2, 3 o'clock till dark. This morning, I actually hunted a hunt. This morning was my first morning hunt that I've had this year. Mm-hmm. Seen 3 coyotes and tried to whack one of those, and one doe. That was it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I know I've been wanting to get you on here after you got back from your sons, but it's been so hard I know you guys been so busy. I've been busy. You've seen my posts and things. I've been taking Theo out he went the last 3 or 4 weekends with me, and he hunted hard the last 4, and you saw the opportunities that he got. There's a video coming out here real soon. I don't want to give it away or whatever, but it's my son and I, and it's a good one. And I'm actually going down tomorrow after Halloween with the kids. Theo's going to sit back on this one. He don't want to be out. I told him it's a great weekend. We're storming right now. It stormed yesterday and today. So that front's moving out. So Saturday is looking like epic, Saturday and Sunday. So
How's
I'm
that
going to
food
be out.
plot?
Oh my
How's that
God.
food?
It's growing awesome. And
Starting to do good now, getting a little
yeah,
bit of rain, huh?
well, I think how at the beginning of the year, and this is what I wanted to tell the people, because like I want to get people to buy this, and it may be on sale from you guys for next year.
Yep.
But the kale, the dwarf Essex rape, the turnips, and the radish. When I planted it, guys, it was a drought. I mean, total drought. So my dad ended up going up and watering his food plot. And then it ended up raining like a day or two later, but it was just, it needed it. So we were up there hand spraying food plots, and we didn't do the one down by the house on purpose. Okay. We didn't do anything to that. We let it go. We didn't water it. We didn't fertilize it. We let it grow, and it's growing. It's good. And when I go down there, I do compare it, but the watered side, my dad's food plot is 10, 11 inches. And it was stunted for the beginning. It didn't catch that growth for like 2 or 3. I'm going to say 2.5, almost 3 weeks. So I lost that maturity, that 3 weeks of maturity, which is pretty big time for that.
Right.
And so what happened was, first day of hunting season, that first weekend, we wanted to get fertilizer on our plot. So we went down and we got liquid fertilizer, foiler, because we wanted it to go directly into the plant. We didn't want to throw it on the ground, because if it's a drought, there's no rain, you lose all of it. It goes away. It blows,
Right.
it goes
Yep.
up in the air. So we did a foiler spray. And you can tell the difference between my dad's plot and the one down by the house. Now, we have 3 other ones on the backside of the property that's doing real well. And that's the one video that I got where Ryan shot his first buck ever. He shot that off the food plot. And if you see that last video that I put out, he walks right up the side of the food plot and comes right into the middle of the food plot. And Ryan shoots his first 5-point ever with a crossbow. So that was really cool in that video. Really exciting to have him. He hunted there for about 14 minutes before he shot that buck. So you know how your season drags on and on and on for some of these hunters.
Oh, yeah.
He goes out for 15 minutes and shoots his first buck. So I told him, hey, it ain't that easy, buddy. But he did it, and congratulations to Ryan. But Air Run up here, up in the air, he bought some stuff off you guys from my site. He got the 3-pack, and he's in here right now, but I think he's leaving. He said he wanted to say thank you for the 3-pack. He loves it. He'll use it every year from now on. And I'm ordering the preorbital gland for the vines tonight. So he's going to order that tonight off you guys, which is awesome.
Nice.
I've been messaging him every day. He's sending me some persimmon seeds that I'm going to put in a fridge for a couple months, and then I'm going to plant them around my dad's food plot and see how they grow down there. But so yeah, guys. So the food plot is taken off, but it didn't get to its maturity because we lost some time, Shawn. But I think that's a blessing, because I was looking at some of the stuff, and you get maturity rates and they grow real big and they're less palatable. They love this young green stuff right now.
Right. Yeah.
They are in there eating all that tender stuff up. I mean, they love it. They're in there pounding it. So
if you got too many deer, you won't even be able to grow it.
Yes. Yeah. But the thing is it's about 6 to 8 inches high. It's still on that like baby phase almost, like it ain't mature. And they love it. So I
was
can't
going
wait
to say
to
they're
put it
probably
in.
eating the crap out of it.
There's deer in there every time I'm in there. We see deer, and that's the whole reason why I planted it, so my son and my dad can see deer and get shots at them.
Right.
As you know, my son has opportunities a few times this year, so it's my turn. I'm going down with my buddy this weekend. I'm going to go, and I'm sitting in the stand all day Saturday. I'm going to be in the blind all day Saturday, and then Sunday morning I'm going to hunt, and then I'm going to take a walk around the property. Just to see if I can, and I don't want to ruin it, but I'm going to go look around the property a little bit to see what I can find.
Definitely time for all day sits, as many as you can do. Like I said, that buck today, he come through there at 11:30. I did get one of my Wise Eye cams set me a buck on another scrape I got going at like, God, what time was he? That was like 10:30 this morning.
Okay.
So they were moving around their this afternoon, there was a little flurry of movement right there between probably 10 and 1. And I usually do real well between like 11 and 2. I usually, if I'm doing all day sits, a lot of times I've seen more deer. If I'd have just came in and done like a 3-hour sit in the morning and left, and then come back and did a 3-hour evening sit in the evening.
Yeah.
I that one afternoon from 11 o'clock until, God, that was like 11 till 1:30. I seen like 28 deer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it's
prior
awesome
to that, in the morning, I seen like 4. And then after 1:30, I think I ended up seeing like 3 more, but before the night was out, and that was it. And it's like, man, that was years ago. And that was when I started telling myself, you got to get out here and start doing, even midday hunts are good right now to get in your stand. Do a 9 to 3, you know, or if you can't do that, do a 10 to 2. Yeah. Do a 10 to 2, 9 to 3, if you want to sit a little longer. And honestly, that's kind of how it's been for me. That's why I haven't really been pressed on my morning hunts, because I just don't really.
I haven't hunted many mornings at all this year. One with Theo and well, actually two with Theo, and we seen bucks on both times. And I was surprised in the food plot, but they have that pear tree. I have a scrape on that pear tree. I'm afraid to go over to that pear tree. It's in the middle of the field. I'm afraid to mess it up with my scent, like going over and putting scent in it. But I think this weekend,
you won't hurt it. It won't hurt it.
No, this weekend I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna run the ecstasy from there to the front, because the next video that you guys see, well, the next video with Theo, because I got a couple probably in between her, but next Wednesday, I think the video you see, it's gonna blow your mind. But I have the Bewitched out, and wait till you see what happens. That's all I gotta say.
Nice.
So to you guys, and I don't want to ruin the video, but we get some action, and it worked awesome. And I think from that scrape, they all visit that scrape, but that scrape is 50 yards away from the stand. Okay, now I can shoot 50 with my crossbow, no problem. Theo, I wouldn't let him shoot that far. 40 would be his max, and it would have to be broadside and stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But nothing between him and the deer but air.
Yes. So if a deer is in that scrape at 50 on Saturday, then you're going to see a video of me launching one through the boiler room. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's going to happen on Saturday if I get a chance. Now, leading up to this, we've had chances, or Theo has had a chance every time we've been down there on these scrapes. I mean, we got bucks, we got 10 points, 8 points, and they're all in the 120 to 130 class deer. They're nice bucks for PA, especially for since we started doing these food plots. We've had forkhorns and small 8 basket rats. Now we've been doing these food plots and stuff for about 5 years, and we're getting more and more bucks on our property. They're starting to do doe bedding and buck bedding, and we're seeing bucks coming in and leaving and staying, and we supplemental feed at the end of the year. That's all helping out. So we're just going to keep doing that. And
most definitely
with that off the hook food plot, Jinx'Em Scents provided, guys, you're going to have to look at this. These next couple videos, just look at the food plots. You see the deer tearing the food plots up, and they're calm. They're loving it. I've had deer bed down in it and sit there and eat. I got video of a doe sitting there in front of us 20 yards. You could hardly see her. You could just see her head. That's how high the food plot is. But she don't even have to move. She's just reaching out and eating, and just sitting there and eating whatever she has around her. So that was really cool. So yeah, if you guys, and like I said before, Shawn got up here, Jinx'Em Scents is a one-stop shop for the hunter. So if you're a hunter and you hunt deer, get over to Jinx'Em Scents website. I'm going to put it up here right now again. You got to browse their website. I guarantee they have something for you. That's a no-brainer.
Right. We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my code and my link, my Off the Hook Outdoors. You can save 10%. If you don't like me and don't want to use my code, then here is the Jinx'Em Scents plain website. Just go over and go to jinxemscents.com and use it and order your scent. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to save some money, use my code Off the Hook Outdoors. Or if you want to just go over and not use my code, just go to Jinx'Em Scent, but browse it. They have everything from arrows to releases to broadheads to fletchings, to arrow wraps, to scents, to food plot seed, to minerals, to seasonings to prepare everything. They got everything. So just
Deer
make sure you're
feed,
done.
yep, seasonings, barbecue sauces, coffee line.
They got
So yeah,
everything.
we got a little bit of everything. So, and for you guys that are looking at asking, okay, what do I get scent wise? Right now, really, you guys get a good start. Get our Dominant Buck Misfortune and either our Bewitched estrus or our Supercharged Ecstasy. The only differences in those is the Bewitch is just straight urine that's collected from a doe when she's in full-blown estrus. And then the Ecstasy is the same thing. The base is urine, but then we've infused it with vaginal, anal, and tarsal gland.
Nice. You see that from up in the air right there, that comment on there? Can you see that comment?
I can't.
Okay.
It says, because I can't get you on my stupid little tablet here. I didn't have YouTube on it. That's what I've been sitting here looking at, trying to get through this thing, and it's not working very well at all. So,
well, up in the air says, now this is Aaron. He's the one that's sending me the seeds. And he's the one that bought the stuff off of you guys recently, and he's going to buy some stuff tonight. He says, time to rattle. I seen 2 bucks this morning fighting by my pond after I dragged the night before Misfortune and Bewitched, double dragged all the way around 20 acres. And he's seen bucks on him last night fighting. So that's very cool. So Aaron, he's a good dude, and me and him keep in contact with what's going on. So what's up, Wolfsden? Thanks for coming in. So that's cool that he's using it and seeing some results with it, guys. Yep. I have not seen a better scent on the market than Jinx'Em Scents. I'm telling you right now, I'm not lying because I'm on the pro staff. I was looking for a scent company because I've worked with a few of them, and all the way from field staff to admin, I worked for a couple different scent companies, and there is nothing like the customer service, the products, and the way they care about the customer and their products. Shawn and Dawn are great people, guys. They're awesome. I can pick up the phone and talk to Shawn just about any time. I know he's busy as a business, but I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, if I don't talk to him, he's calling me back or he's texting me. Real nice to get a hold of them and talk to the guys and girls that actually are in the driver's seat of the company. So it's really cool, and I'm really fortunate, and I thank you for letting me on, being a part of the company with you guys.
Thank you, Ted, for the kind words. That's very cool. And we bust tail, and it's Don and I have been burning that candle at both ends here. Like I said, only 9 times I've been out deer hunting. She's only been out like 3 or 4, and that's it. So business comes first. We want to make sure we get everybody's orders out, and a lot of our orders, if you get your order in before like 1 o'clock, maybe even 2 o'clock, all depends on how many orders we're sitting there looking at. We can probably get it out that day. 1 o'clock for sure. 2 o'clock might push you to the next day, but and we get a lot of compliments on that. People really like that. It's like, man, I just ordered this stuff and already got my shipping notice, and it's already in the mail.
Yeah, Missy just said, Shawn, Missy Midwest, that's her thing on YouTube. She said, Jinx'Em is the pillar of the scent companies, hands down. Best products and owners are the most incredible. Products that work like magic. And that is 100% true, guys. I'm telling you right now, you ain't going to believe.
Thank you, Missy. Thank you, Missy. Appreciate it. Like I said, and those that know me know that I'm a big buck hunter, and I need products that work. And that's what started this whole thing. I found something that literally took my hunting to the next level and was getting the reactions and just the behavior and everything that, like, oh my God, I've never had deer do this before. And it was just amazing. And I run it for a couple seasons by myself, just hunting. And then finally one of my buddies is like, dude, this, because I got some for him too. And actually I got it for a couple of buddies of mine. And, they were just like, dude, you should like see if you can get this stuff in bulk, and maybe there you go. There's your own little. And I was like, well, you know what? That might be an idea. So called the deer farm, and that was it. He's like, heck yeah, I'll go into business with you. He sent me over contract, and I read her through and signed it and scanned it back in and shot it back to him. And that was in 2015, and we've been rolling full steam ahead ever since.
Yep. So Wolves, then this is my code for Jinx'Em Scents. Go to jinxemscents.com, use OFFTHEHOOKOUTDOORS, or if you don't want to use my code to save some money, then just order from their just ordered from their website. I'm just reading some comments until we get started on this. It says, up in the air says, I couldn't believe how good it is. I'm impressed big time. It says, I have big scrapes going on and use daily. Then he also says, wolves, then you'll be impressed. No joke. Missy says, we are running ecstasy, mystic, and the summoning, and the deer on our farm are fired up like never before. So that's all good news coming from people, customers, and staffers themselves. So I believe Missy is a pro staffer herself, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
she's right here in Iowa.
Yep. So she's I see her post all the time. So Missy, thank you for coming in tonight. I appreciate you guys. You guys are in here,
Missy's very involved. She's a good staffer. She's all about it, and we appreciate her a ton, just like we do you. And God, there's a bunch of them. Mike and Quincy and Dilly and God Blaze and the whole crew there. We've got a pretty good crew anymore now that's really pushing hard.
Yeah.
Mike Lehman, Joe Lehman, just I can't even name them all off. I probably shouldn't have named them because now I can't name them all because no way I'm going to remember all these guys. And so sorry if I missed you, but don't think that Dawn and I are not noticing what y'all are doing, and it's very humbling, very appreciated, and you guys have you guys put Dawn and I to. I mean, last several years has been busy, but boy, oh boy, this year has been just.
But that's good to hear. That's good to hear for sure.
Yeah, we literally ran out of urine. First time we've ever run out. We always have some surplus at the end,
What? So you're not going to have a big thing for yourself?
Right. Well, that was part of the whole deal, looking at what we got left. And I'm like, hey, you realize that we still got couple, 2-3 more weeks here of pretty good sales. I don't know if we're going to make it. And Don's like, oh, it's because I was going to ask you what you thought. And I'm like, you better get in some more urine ordered in. So we got some more lined up, and we'll be getting that right here the next day or two. And Dawn and I'll be bottling. So then that's what we like. Our synthetic just exploded this year. Mm-hmm. So, it's just been ridiculous. I think we went through probably 3 times the amount of synthetic already this year than we did all last year.
And you were pushing for that too. The synthetic,
and it's good.
Pushed the synthetic this year.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
I mean, it is. I was, like I said, it took us 7 years to come up with a synthetic, and that was it. It was just because of course, you get into this business, you start to meet the people that are, behind a lot of it, the big deer farmers and who's who in the outdoor deer urine world, and, it just, so we got a really good farm. They're really good people. They literally raise their deer like kings and queens. I mean, they're pampered, they're taken care of, and that's it. I mean, so we that was it. And like I said, the synthetic that just went completely and utterly crazy. And I don't even remember how many gallons that we sold last year. It was quite a few. I think we did probably 12 gallons last year, maybe 15, somewhere right there total with the buck and the doe. And this year we've got to be, I don't even know. We're probably pushing 40 gallons that we've done.
Wow. That's awesome. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's what you want. Hopefully next year you do 80 gallons. That's the whole,
And it's nice. A lot of people are liking it because it does work, but then it doesn't require refrigeration either. So it's not something that you got to sit and worry about. Now we keep all of it
I keep mine in the fridge.
Yep. Too. Everybody pretty much keeps it in the fridge. And I do. Of course we do too, because we got bulk and we're shipping orders and stuff. So everything we get gets bottled in synthetic, and it gets put in the fridge. And again, like, with our 100%, we bottle that and freeze it. And that was it. We actually had to order in more of our 100% too, first time ever. So we usually have Yeah, we usually have maybe 2-3 gallons of buck left over because we like to have that for guys that like to run those summertime mocks, before we collect again.
Mm-hmm.
So, we start getting some sales rolling, and even in June. And then July it starts to pick up pretty good. And then August it's really starting to get rolling. And yeah, like I told Dawn, we were looking in the freezer and I'm like, that's it. We're going to need more. And she's like, yeah, most definitely. Because we're going to run out. There's just no way that, and that's where the problem was. It wasn't that we're going to run out. Yes, we are, but we are also not going to have anything for these guys for the summertime and gals, summertime mock scrapes. So it's like, all right, we better get some more ordered in to make sure that we've got all that covered for everybody too, because that's just the way.
Let me read some of these comments here to you real quick, Shawn. So Up in the Air says, I'm in Central Oklahoma. Wolves then said, oh, wow, the prices are very reasonable. I definitely will be checking the products out. Missy again says, love y'all. Honored and proud to be Jinx'Em Pro staff and now family. Up in the Air says, I like natural, not all the BS on the ground and everywhere. P is the best. And then Missy replied to him, if you like the all natural, I dare you to try the synthetic. It's top tier. And then Up in the Air came back to Missy and said, I did, Missy. That's why I'm impressed. I bought a 3-pack and have 2 big bucks following my drag. Found his rub line, 5 rubs. And then your better half got on, Dawn, and she said, that's all I use is synthetic. Me, 100% are not friendly in remembering to take it out of my backpack. So that's good that she uses the synthetic.
That's why Dawn uses synthetic, because she never remembers to get it out, take it out of her pack. And she might not hunt for 4 or 5 days. And then, oh, crap. I've got a half a bottle of 100% in my pack. Okay, well, you might as well toss that out and grab another one. So,
and then we have K Dilly 13, which I'm not familiar with. So thank you for coming in. I'm sure they are a pro staff member, because it says, I assure everyone there is not another company in the industry that could come close to Jinx'Em synthetic product lineup. The results amaze me. My page is loaded with proving results. And then Missy says, and your product is always fresh.
Was that Kevin Dilly?
Yes, Kevin Dilly 13.
Yep. He's staff member. Yep, most definitely.
So
he's already took a nice buck this year too. Using our, he's kind of like me. He's a scrape building maniac. So he's got his scrapes that he's running pretty good, and they've been those guys out there. Rob Gagnon up there in Massachusetts. I think Dilly, if I remember correctly, is in like New Jersey. And if I'm correct, I think I am, but they're all up in the Northeast up there. And man, you ought to see. I didn't realize they had big bucks up there like that. And let me tell you what, man, they got some. Those bucks will be getting shot here in Iowa without even batting an eye. I mean, they got some big bucks up there. And yeah, they've been running mocks on them like crazy. And then we got Mike down in Texas. He's been running our synthetic too. And that's funny though, because when Mike and I met, and I just met him here this year, and just 6 weeks ago, probably 2 months ago, and it's been a couple months probably now. And I told him, I was like, dude, don't be afraid of our synthetic. He goes, whatever, dude, I didn't even want your synthetic at all. And so he ended up placing an order, and I threw in a bottle of synthetic. I was like, here, just threw it in. And so he gets his package. He's like, dude, I didn't want it. I'm like, dude, just try it. Just go build a scrape away from all your 100% stuff where you can pick up some deer and build a synthetic mock scrape, put a camera on it and see what happens. And for his good luck, he actually had more deer hitting on his synthetic than he was on his 100% mocks.
Nice.
And to our bad, because I like my 100%. I still use a lot of it, but I'm probably getting pretty close. I'm probably 60-40. I'm probably 60% 100%. And then 40% synthetic. And I've seen the results of the synthetic multiple times. I mean, running a scrape that's just strictly and pure, everything synthetic in that scrape, the whole thing, and they're just absolutely destroying it.
Awesome. All right, so let's get to the new products, the exciting part, because I'm a big, I'm a big gland guy, and you guys recently got some new products, and it has to deal with the scent glands.
And I didn't bring any of it in with me neither.
Okay. That's okay.
None on the shelf, but I can do. Yep, we can. You got it. We'll discuss it.
Yeah, I got it up here. Now I'm gonna just go through real quick of your stuff that you have already. You have the Misfortune, obviously that's the buck urine. You have
the dominant buck.
the dominant buck. You have the ecstasy, which is a doe in heat with something a little special, is what I always say added to it. It has the vaginal secretions and all that stuff in that.
Yep. Yep.
You have the bewitched, that is a doe in heat urine. You have the misfortune dabs, the ecstasy scent dabs, the bewitched scent dabs. For those who aren't familiar with the dabs, they are the beads that are infused with the scent. They're nice to lay in your mock scrapes or put in. Shawn and Dawn have a hex. They have a mini hex and a hex drag system that you can put the scent dabs in there and hang them over your scrapes or over branches or whatever you'd like to do. And you also have the Mystic Preorbital. That is the liquid I'm talking about right now.
Polyglandular.
Now you have the polyglandular, and that's one of the questions. We're going to start with the Mystic, okay? Now you have the Mystic. I see the old Mystic. Has that changed into this new Mystic polyglandular, the liquid and the dab?
Well, the only thing that we did is the Mystic is the same. Nothing's changed with the formula at all. Okay. That's exactly but Dawn and I kind of discussed, and we felt like we were shortchanging ourselves because everybody's got a preorbital gland scent. Well, preorbital is the eye gland. That's it. That's the tear duct. And ours has everything. Ours has the forehead gland, the earwax gland, the nasal gland, saliva gland. Any gland that's on that deer's head is in our polyglandular. So polyglandular was a word that Dawn and I actually came up with because we were trying to think of something that, what would you call it then? Because you can't call it preorbital gland scent because it's so much more than that.
Yes, I agree with that. I was thinking more like a multi-gland, but poly is a perfect word for it. Polyglandular. That means many different glands in one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And we're kind of hoping that that's going to kind of maybe stick in the outdoors. You know, that becomes a new term, maybe, because I'll guarantee you there'll be other companies coming out with it. You know, just the way that it goes. One company comes out with something, the next one, oh, we got to do that too, and then well, we got to get on that bandwagon too. So. But polyglandular. So that was the only thing we did. The only thing we did with our Mystic is we got new labels. Literally. That's all we did.
All right. So that is the Mystic. So it's the same formula that is an awesome formula, guys. If you're
the same great, wonderful formula. Yeah.
If you're starting a licking branch and a mock scrape, just try that. A lot of people like the limb licker as well, but that's a non-sexual formula.
Just a curiosity set.
I like to put all on my mock scrapes. I love to put all the gland scents and the deer pee in. I'll use that limb licker for points of interest around my stand where I want them to stop and smell and I can get a shot. So I spray limb licker like in 4 areas around my stand, in the same 4 areas every time I go. That way, if they're in that area, they stop there, I can get a shot. But in my mock scrapes, I don't put, now people put the limb licker all over their mock scrapes.
A lot of people are.
I choose not to do that because I want everything gland and urine. That's me in the mock scrape. I'm just crazy like that. I like to have it all in line. It has to be a certain way. So
and everybody's got their own way. There's guys like you that want the urine and the gland scent. There's guys that literally, you know, will just use our urine and then maybe our Mystic. And then you got other guys that are literally, they don't even put urine in their scrape. They just want all the gland scent.
Yes.
I'm running this mock is a gland scent mock. There's no urine other than what the deer will put in it for you. You know, when
you let them do their thing.
And they're doing well. I mean, and that's just the differences between hunters. You know, that hunter does it that way because it works for him. He's apparently got a good system and it's all working. So why fix it if it ain't broken? And you got the guy on the other end using the urine and all the gland who's having the same results, saying, well, mine ain't broken either, so I'm not fixing mine either, so I'll just continue to do what I'm doing.
And there's many ways to do it, many ways. But what's nice about your stuff is you give them choices. You give them the alternative to use what they want, and there's all kinds of options for it. So
that was why we came out with all these new, because that's what we were lacking. We were lacking gland lures.
Yes,
we had all the urines.
I'm so glad we went to the gland. I'm so glad
we had all the urines, and then we had the Mystic, you know, which is a gland scent, and we see how well it was doing, and then. And we had some people requesting, you know, there'd be people message the website, you know, like, hey, I don't see any gland scent on your guys' website. Do you guys sell anything other than your Mystic? And it's like, oh, no, we don't. So that it was kind of a no-brainer. It's like, yeah, we need to get that out there. There was a big enough demand from people asking, and we knew it. And it's like, yep, it's time. We got to pull the trigger here and get these gland scents out there too for everybody.
Very cool. All right, the next product, very cool. You have the Doomed Doe Interdigital Gland Scent Dabs and the Doomed Doe Interdigital Scent Liquid. So give me a little recap on what that is all, because I had some questions from people like over the last couple of lives that I've done without you. So I have a question for you after you explain this. I'm going to read this question to you,
and I may end up answering your question too, maybe.
Okay.
But all that is that gland right between their hoofs. Bucks have them, does have them. We decided doe because we're using ours in conjunction with mock scraping. So you kind of want to let that buck know that there's been a doe in here. So every time she steps down, and a lot of people don't know this either, but a lot of people think that blood trackers, these guys that track your deer and stuff like that, that they're tracking the blood. They're not. They're actually tracking that interdigital gland set on that deer, because that interdigital gland on a deer is like a human's fingerprint. It literally identifies that deer, who that deer is, to all the other deer. And obviously to dogs and mammals, I guess, that can smell that kind of stuff, because that's literally how your dog tracks down wounded deer. It's not the blood, because if that was the case, then they wouldn't do a very good job, because a lot of times guys are calling in dogs because there ain't any blood. Exactly. So, and that's how them dogs are doing it. They're smelling that interdigital gland. Yeah. So we went with the doe again because we want to draw in bucks is kind of the thought process behind that. So our dabs, I'll start with the dabs. Those are you're going to use those in the mock, and you're going to put like 10 to 15 of those beads in the mock, and that's pretty much it. Now I know that there are some guys that have and are putting those in the hex stick. The problem that some of the guys are having is that they're kind of smaller beads anyways, and it don't take much for them to shrink, and then they'll fall out of that. Wow. They start falling out of the hex. So that is one issue with them, but they weren't designed to be used in the hex anyways. They're basically designed to be used in your mock scrape. Now, if you want to take a little tea bag and put some in a tea bag and hang them up, I'll about guarantee a deer's going to come up and sniff on it. Yeah. I don't think it's going to hurt anything, but deer don't typically, you see bucks come up on their hind legs, but generally you never see them actually whapping the branches with their feet. They're up there biting on them and licking all over them and everything like that. So, interdigital doesn't go on the licking branch. So there's no reason to even put it up in the air. So that's the dabs. Now the liquid, that's a little bit different. Let me say something real quick before you get into the liquid. I want to give you a story. When you guys come out with those dabs, the interdigital, I sent you guys a message and I said, hey, you got to get that interdigital in the liquid. And Dawn sent me, settle down, it's coming. Just like, okay, just wait till we're announcing, because I was like, you got to put that in the liquid so I can drag it. And she was like, settle down, man. I had another staffer saying there wouldn't be any plans in the future of maybe getting this in a liquid, would there? Yeah. I just give him a big smile and face with a thumbs up. And yeah, nice. He was like, sweet. Yeah, so, that's what she wrote. She wrote patience, love, patience. That's what she just put in the chat. That's exactly what she wrote me. So yeah. So yeah, now go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're going into the interdigital liquid. So the liquid is the liquid can be used in a couple different ways. So you can put that in your scrape, just like the dabs. You can put 8, 10, 12, 15 drops or whatever you want to do it. Probably 8 to 10 would probably be sufficient, but don't be afraid, I guess, to go to 12 to 15 or whatever if you'd like to. But that can also be used on a drag. So what some guys are doing, some guys will put that doe interdigital like at the top part of their rag where the shrink wrap comes down on them. Mm-hmm. They'll do like the top half of it or just even, because it don't take much. They're only 1 ounce bottles, guys. So don't think you want to soak that rag. All you want to do is get enough on there to put scent on that. That's it. That's going to rub on the ground. And I'm the guy, when I do my urine drags, I stick the whole drag right down in the bottle and soak it, pull it out as dripping. With our gland scent, you don't need to do that. It's pretty concentrated. It's a lot more potent. It's, urine is urine, so you kind of want to go heavy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But so you can, up towards the top of your drag by that shrink wrap, you probably get away with putting maybe 12, 15 drops up there, and kind of keep it to the outside of your drag, so it's getting out the outer part of that's going to be making contact with the ground. And then take your ecstasy, like our supercharged dough and heat, and dip your drag in that, and maybe put a couple inches, 2.5 inches, maybe, whatever. I mean, literally, you could probably run it right up to where you had the interdigital gland, the doomed. But then when you're dragging that, now you're leaving an interdigital trail along with an estrus trail. So you're basically kind of trying to sink that into that buck's brain a little bit deeper, that, hey, yep, I'm smelling her interdigital gland. Oh, and I'm also smelling her urine. I'm also smelling that she's in heat. And
you're making it smell like a real live dough, basically.
Yeah, as much as we can as humans, do what we can to. So that's the doomed, and them are the ways that you can use that. So
cool.
And I told guys, and I've talked with the staff too, some of you guys will come up and you will find out new ways that you want to use it and how you're going to use it. That's awesome. If you get something that works real good for you and you really like it, share it with us, and we can pass that on to our followers, customers, and everybody and other staff, basically, and say, hey, so-and-so is over here doing this. Great. Maybe I want to try something similar, see what he's got going on. If you guys are interested, here's what he's doing and how it's being done.
Okay, I'm supposed to remind you about the Spooktacular sale that started at midnight through Sunday at midnight. I'm supposed to let you know to make that announcement tonight here.
Oh, I did. I thought we was going to wait, but yeah, we're doing a what'd she say it is? Spooktacular?
Spooktacular, yes.
Spooktacular sale. And it's only going to be, ask her to chime in there too. It starts at midnight, and I think it's over with tomorrow night at midnight. So it's only going to be a 24-hour sale.
I think here's what she said. She says started at midnight. I'm thinking that's tonight, and it goes through Sunday at midnight.
Oh, so she's going to do 2
Friday,
days.
Saturday, yeah.
She's going to do 2 days. So
it'll be all weekend. She said all weekend.
Yep. So is the code already in place and ready to go? Ask her that.
is the code in place and all ready to go? You heard your husband ask you that, so you can just answer in here. It says 25% off all 2 ounce urine, 100% and synthetic, and it says yes, auto code.
So you don't even have to put a code in. You can just go in and throw it in the cart, and it's going to automatically deduct 25% off from all the. That's all the urines. That's our dominant buck Misfortune in both 100% pure and synthetic. Our doe estrus Bewitch, both again 100% and synthetic, and our ecstasy, our supercharged doe estrus, again in both 100% and synthetic. So yeah, all of those are on sale for. Sounds like Dawn's doing a 48-hour sale. 48 hours.
Spooktacular sale.
Spooktacular sale. 48 hours. All urines, 100% and synthetic, are on sale. 25% off. Auto deducted. You don't even have to put in a code.
And I will share that after this live when I find it. If it's up there, I'll put it on my page and I'll share that.
So sorry about your code that you threw up there, Ted. That 10%. They'll rather go the other way.
I would say that's probably what they're going to do, and they should do that. It's no big deal to me as long as they're getting it out and they're buying it. That's fine with me.
Yeah, this is it. We're doing this sale, and I think we might have one more sale up before the rut's over with.
Yeah, and then if you got anything, I got to talk to you about anything after the season. I want to get on. If there's anything left over, I might be picking up something from you guys.
But we don't know the percentage on our next sale, so it might not be as good as this one. 25% off. So yeah, that's a pretty good discount. And
Yep, she's on top of it. She said, yeah, Dawn is always on top of it. That's for missing. Dawn said an email will also go out to all the subscribers to your website. So all the people on your website will get that email as well.
Email blast.
Right. That's awesome. Okay, so now let's get into this.
Moving on.
So moving on to the next one, we're going to go the summoning. The summoning is a rutting buck gland scent. You have them at scent dabs, and you also have that in a liquid. So explain that, because it is a rutting buck tarsal gland scent.
Yep, and that's going to be pretty much the same as that doomed. The dabs are going to be used in the mock. Again, 10 to 15 dabs, beads, whatever. That's all you need to use on that. And then the liquid is, again, pretty much the same. You can put your 10 to 15, whatever, 8, 10, 15 drops in that scrape with the liquid. And that also can be used on a drag rag for some guys that like to do that. Now, I don't know if it'll really matter. I got a guy that he puts that buck at the tip of at the end of his drag, and then he puts the doe estrus higher up. That way it lays down the estrus, and then the ruddy buck tarsal comes over top of it. I don't know if deer are that scent specific. I mean, I know they can smell super, super, super duper good, but as far as if they would really care that, there's dominant buck is underneath of this doe urine, I don't think they will they'll just smell it. They'll smell both of them, what they'll smell. So honestly, I don't know if that really is that important. But
I think that's more for the hunter in the hunter's head thinking that. So it just
and I got guys that run double. Have rigged up their own little double drag systems too, and they'll do that. They'll put the estrus on the one closest to them, and then tail it with the summoning. Put that on that and drag that over top. That's coming in behind it. So that pretty much that's pretty much how that's all used. Same as the doomed, pretty much.
Okay. All right, now we're going to go to the next and the final one, and that is the Warlock, the buck tarsal gland scent, and that is also liquid in a scent dab as well. So is that the same?
And again, that one's going to be the same as well. You're literally that's it. Dabs in the scrape, the liquid on a drag, in combination with some estrus. So that's, I mean.
Now for me, Shawn, in that case, the Warlock or the summoning, that's a buck tarsal. So I would probably hang that about 3 foot up off the ground in a hex stick as well. Because
you could do it too. And with all of these, you can put them in a hex if you would like.
Yeah.
I mean, and that'll be just kind of see what works for you.
Yes.
That's not how, I designed them, I guess, and how I use them. I'm trying to stick with what the deer, they don't, stand on their hind legs and rub their tarsal all over that licking branch. But they do nose each other, and they get all that scent from glands of, from the tarsal, from the butthole, from everything.
No, you're right. That's,
and then they go up and work a licking branch. Some of that scent's going to transfer anyways. It just the way that it is, because deer are social animals. They're always, nuzzling each other. Mom's always licking on her fawns. I got a video out here. I haven't even shared it yet. I got 2 bucks licking each other, cleaning each other up here. Like, God, I got that about 3 weeks ago. They're sitting there just licking away at each other, cleaning each other up. And I was wondering maybe if they were brothers, they might have been twin button bucks together.
Yeah.
So, but it was kind of weird, kind of watching that. I was like, oh man, all right, what's going on here?
That's me just getting a tarsal in the air. It ain't nothing to do with like licking branches or anything. What I do is I would just put it, say I got an east wind, it's hitting me in the side of the face. I would put the tarsal about 3 foot up to the left of me. No scrape involved, nothing, just hanging it in the tree just to get that scent blowing out. So if anything is walking downwind to check,
it gives you a little cover.
And what it does is it makes it feel like, and this is me in the head as well, like just like all the other crazy scent freaks out there. If a deer is walking downwind of the scrape to scent check it and smells that tarsal, then that's like another buck is in the area where it might make him curious. Like, hey, there's somebody up there. I'm coming up to check it out. I might want to fight this dude to get him out of here. So that's me thinking like, hey, an intruder. tarsal. I'm not going to put it in the scrape, but I'm going to put it away from the scrape to make it
But
look
I'm going to
like
put it
there's
where
a
he's going to
buck in the
smell it.
Yes, put it where
Yep.
he's going to smell it, you know?
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep. Totally get it.
but I have some questions for this.
And hold on,
Shawn.
though. We've got one more there. Or did
Okay.
we didn't cover this one because we
one?
started out with it with the Mystic. And we also
Mystic
came
dabs.
out with our Mystic dabs.
Yes.
And
the Mystic
those
dabs.
are dynamite. Those are to be used in the mini hex. And you can use it. You can use them in a hex drag too if you want. If you want to hang one of your drags over top of your scrape. But I literally zip tie them right to that licking branch, because if you don't, you'll come out the next day and they'll be laying on the ground. And actually, I had one zip tied. I just had one right here behind the house, the Jinx'Em Ranch camera. They ended up ripping my whole licking branch down, and I got a picture on my camera of a buck standing there, and there's my mini hex laying on the ground, and my freaking bind laying on the ground there too. And I was like, "Oh, thanks, buddy." So I had to go back out the next day and redo that, and that was with our Mystic dabs, and that's that polyglanular. And I zip tie them right to a vine, and literally I've got videos, a bunch of them. I've shared a couple of them actually. If people have noticed, they're working that vine, and you can hear that hex stick bouncing off their antlers. It's clack, 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 and they got that thing just flying around down there. So that's why
I think that mixes up it makes the scent stronger when you're moving it around. So they might like that smell and everything. So they're hitting it to make it, you know how when you shake something up, you can smell it better. I think they're doing that because they like that smell. But yeah, the Mystic dabs that's a game changer in my eyes.
Yeah. And I'm still using a little bit of liquid because I don't have minis over every scrape either.
Yeah,
so the ones I don't,
vines, the liquid.
Yeah, I put the liquid on my licking branches or my vines or my ropes.
Yep.
And then yeah, that's it. And then I put on the others. I think I got four mocks, 5 that I've got mini hexes hanging over, and the ones on my public ground ain't been getting hit for crap because there just ain't many deer out there. But the few and far between deer that do come in, they're all about it, checking it right out too. So
yeah, that's a game changer there, Shawn. I think that's going to be a game changer. You're going to have that scent. You're going to have that in that hex stick. It's going to be, you spray it with the liquid. I know, and it has a tendency it loses its potency, but those scent dabs being there that's just.
Well, and here's something that I'll tell your watchers too. And I found this out just using them, and really wasn't much testing involved because I knew it was going to work. It was no question of whether it's going to work or not. It was just, these are going to be awesome. Putting and actually Mike Salyard's there. He goes, "Dude, why are you putting Misfortune dabs in your hex and hanging it over your scrape when you have that polyglanular scent? Why don't you dab that and put those dabs in that?" And I'm like, wow, dude, I never actually literally never really thought about it.
Yeah.
And man, that was it. We made some up, and I went out and hit 4 scrapes I've got running with those 4 or 5. I can't remember now. Put that in it, and man, they just started destroying them. And I was like, man, that's the ticket. And I kind of even said, I might have come up with and that was working with the Dominant Buck Misfortune dabs in there though last year. And that's what I told Dawn. I says, man, I think we come up with a new way to use our hex stick, not just hanging it up to let scent get put into the air, but zip tying it right to that licking branch. So these deer are loving it, and they're whacking it all around. And I got videos of them biting it, and of course sniffing all over it, and so yeah, that was it. That was a good call by Mike, and I've been super impressed. And I'm like, man, I should have came up with this back when we first started with our Mystic.
Yeah, well, that's why you have the people in your pro staff to get your ideas. Something that maybe you don't figure out, or something as simple as that's like, boom, big idea, and it's going to be a game changer for people. That's what you want, in the staff. It helps the company grow, and it makes this company better from other ideas. That's what's awesome about everybody in the. Missy said she dropped some right by my stand last week and got locked in my stand with a buck under me for 45 minutes.
Yeah, she was using that. She was using that summoning. And she got and her and her husband both come out of the woods that night going, oh my God, Missy did quite the big post, and they were sitting a couple 300 yards apart, and he was using the same stuff. And both of them come back together like, man, how was the action? Like, oh my God, I never hear deer be so vocal. And Missy's like, what? They were doing the same thing over at mine. They were freaking grunting and running all over the place. And it was
That's
just, it was
awesome.
crazy. So yeah, that was her husband, Matt. That's what she put on and said, oh, and Matt said that, yeah, your guys' stuff is legit, man. He's like, this stuff I'm really liking this stuff. Best stuff I've ever used.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you want me to get into the questions for you now?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So the first question is, what is the difference between the two tarsal scents, the summoning and the warlock? What are the two differences between those two?
The difference is the warlock is just buck tarsal, and that is buck tarsal from a buck who is not in rut.
Not in rut. That's the warlock?
Not in rut. Yep. In the summoning, that buck is in full blown rut, and his tarsal glands are all stained and brownish. You know what? They get blackish brown. And and that's where that comes from, is when that buck's in full blown rut. Then that's where the summoning is.
Okay. So right now, warlock could be used right now until like another week or so for NPA. Like the warlock can be used now, but once they get in full blown in a week or two, like beginning in November,
you probably could get it. Yeah, you could probably get away with it right now. I have not been using any of it. I've been using the summoning is what I've been using.
Okay.
So I'm not even messing with the warlock. I think the warlock, you'll see a lot better reaction and activity with your summer, running those summertime and fall before season, July, August, September, kind of deal, where that warlock will be good to use in those mock scrapes during that time of year. But and then it's even, halfway through October, but pretty much I'm kind of going to run the summoning and the warlock. I'm looking at that kind of, I guess you could say, you could kind of probably compare it to like our Bewitched and our Ecstasy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll run that. I'll run that warlock the first half, maybe, up to around the 18th or so of October. And then come the 18th, 19th, 20th, roughly right in there. Then I'm ditching the warlock and I'm going to all summoning then.
Okay. That makes sense.
I won't even use, because I think the way I look at it, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think the way that I kind of see it is that scent might not be, you might not get very good reaction with it, because of the fact that deer know they're going to smell that and they're going to go, hold on, none of us smell like this anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all rutted up. But why is this deer that's in this scrape, why does he have really nothing but his tarsal scent there? There's no, the urine there's none of the musty, that sharpness, that you get from the summoning. So and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it won't matter, but I think it could.
It could matter for sure.
It could make that deer kind of question, like, hold on, this isn't normal for what's going on with everybody I know in my herd right now.
Yeah, this is weird. This is not normal. Yeah, and that's the thing you don't want to do to a deer, is be not normal for their natural environment.
Exactly.
Once you throw them with a loop, then they might not show back up again.
And that's when you put them on alert. They just like, okay, something here isn't right. So that's why I would say with that warlock, that's going to be a good summertime mock scrape usage. And then, like I said, right up honestly until mid-October, and then I'm switching to the summoning.
I like that. That's a perfect. That was a great answer to that question for sure. You answered. I put, why is it called a polyglandular scent? But we already mentioned that because it has many different glands in it. It ain't just an orbital scent. It's a earwax, salivary gland,
nasal
gland, nasal, all that good
forehead,
stuff is in there.
Yep, everything.
Yeah,
everything.
For sure.
And if you watch deer when they work a licking branch or a vine or a rope, they wrap their antlers in it, and everything's just going all over their whole head and face. They're biting on them. I mean, how many licking branches naturally you walk up on, you see where they've just been chewing the hell out of the branches, and so that's it. Ours has all of that in it, so it literally is mimicking that a deer came up there and work the heck out of that licking branch or that rope or that vine, whatever you got running. And
Yep.
so yep.
Awesome. That's awesome. Then the last question is, what kind of interdigital gland is it? Is it rut or non-rut interdigital for the for
It
your
is just straight. It is just a straight doe, just a straight doe interdigital.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a couple of questions that I got that I wanted to answer just for me. So when I'm promoting it, I can let people know.
Yep.
And let the people know in here, and then whoever watches it after it's published.
And if there's anybody watching, you guys got questions, I can't see them, but Ted can. Ted can.
If anybody has any questions, now is the time to give it to Shawn. I will read it to him and let him answer for you guys, coming straight from the big dog himself.
The big dog.
Let me know.
This big dog's about to stay on the porch. Let me tell you what. I am whooped.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm getting tired too. So, we'll let this run a little bit, see if anybody has any questions. But
for sure.
My hunting has been good. It's been geared up with my son for the last couple of weeks. I've got out on my new property a couple times. The first time I went in and walked it, I seen nothing but rubs and scrapes. So I set up in that area, and there was acorns falling. And now the last 4 sits, I haven't seen one deer. I've got pictures of them all, and you've seen all my posts. They're all at night and some in the morning from 8 to 9. So I'm thinking I got to get in there and hunt the morning over there because they're getting to me too late at night, and they're bedding somewhere else on the property that I don't know yet because it's a new property, and this is just a trial and error season for me over there. There's just too much sign there not to have a stand in there. But I believe they're getting there at night and hanging out in the acorns and making their scrapes and rubs because there's a ton of them, but late. And then they're going off. And then in the morning, they're coming through there at 8 or 9 o'clock and they're going back to bed. So I'm going to hunt it in a morning because I haven't hunted in the morning yet. I hunted it 5 evenings and I've seen 2 deer in 5 evenings. And it was the first time I sat there, I saw the 2 deer, and the rest of the evenings I haven't seen a deer. So little disappointing there. Our camp with the food plots, and like I say, guys, I'm really going to try to be nagging Shawn and Dawn about this food plot seed for next year. I want to get them to sell this mix, the Off the Hook blend. It's an awesome blend. It's growing. The deer love it. So any of my videos coming up here, you're going to see the next couple. You'll see us in the blind with our food plot out there. The deer are loving it. So I'm really going to be working with Shawn and Dawn over this summer to try to get that. It's a fall blend, so we have all season next year to work on that. Maybe get it in like 1/4 acre bags or something like that.
Hopefully this next year we get some rain.
And we'll sell it in probably 1/4 acre bags because
same as what we run with everything else.
We'll do that, and then I mean it's been working really good for me this year. Like I said, all the people that weren't here, we had a drought this year, and I was worried about it not growing, but even when we didn't water, the places we didn't water, the Jinx'Em seed, it held up. It's a good seed, quality seed. It grew, but it did stun a little bit, and then we had the rain, and it shot up. Now, the food plot that my dad watered and babied grew way better than the other stuff because we babied it, watered it, and we fertilized it. We didn't fertilize nothing else because this was the test season, and we were hunting over my dad's plot, so we wanted that to be the best it could be. So by us watering it and fertilizing it, it just grew great, and it has the kale in it. It has the dwarf Essex rape, it has the daikon radish, and it has the purple top turnips. And that is a great fall blend. And I worked with Shawn and Dawn last year over it, and they surprised me with it this year with the little Off the Hook logo and stuff on it. So it was pretty cool. So I appreciate you guys doing that. But we're going to work on something next year for sure. Will y'all be out for an all-day Halloween hunt? I won't be out on Halloween. I'm working tomorrow, and then my kids are doing their Halloween thing, and then I'm heading to camp after that. And I am doing an all-day sit Saturday, and then I'm going to hunt Sunday morning.
And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get out as much as I can, and I know Dawn, we're going to get out tomorrow. Dawn wants to get out, so we're heading out tomorrow, and I'm going to give the public ground another round and see what we can do down there. And
cool. My property down here, I hunted it once or twice, and I've seen deer there. I've got a video coming out with that. I had a nice deer in the morning come back in dark, and it come down and went around me, and I couldn't shoot it because it was dark out. So I'm anxious to get back over there. But the new property is kind of disappointing because of all the sign. But I think I just got to reevaluate the situation, which takes work. You know that it ain't just going in the woods and shooting deer. So
Oh no, you got to learn it, see how they move through it, and
but we've been seeing great results down at camp. So I am excited. This weekend is turning out to be an epic weekend, guys. We have a front here right now, and it's moving out tomorrow. So Saturday and Sunday is going to be like an epic after front moves out. It's going to be, I'm going to say there's going to be a lot of bucks taken down this weekend. That's just my feeling. So get out there and hunt this weekend, guys. If you had a front come in this week and it's leaving, get out there after the front. That barometric pressure is rising. If you guys haven't seen Mother live, they'll be on their feet. Well,
and the ruts, and we're knocking on the ruts door pretty much right now. I mean, it's on. Anything can happen right now, and that's kind of what I figured today. That it wouldn't surprise me that I've got a doe that's cycling or is getting really super close to cycling. So it's that time, man. It's rattling time. It's grunting time and calling and all that right now. Decoys. I don't like decoys. Never had any luck with decoys. I scared every deer away I've ever tried to. I used decoy like 5 times, and all 5 times it scared my deer away. And I
did it in Ohio, and they didn't even pay attention to it, or one ran away from it. So I won't use a decoy.
No, I don't like them. I don't do well. But I got buddies that kill deer over decoys every single year.
Yeah, it works for some people. I just don't have that technique down or something.
Something like rattling. I've killed almost all of my bucks rattling them in. And I got buddies that couldn't rattle a buck in to save their lives. And it's just like, dude, I just don't, they don't come in. So I don't rattle just because I tried it for a couple, 3 years straight, and nope, never I mean, like, I got buddies of mine that have literally never rattled in a deer. It's like, man, what are you doing?
I have Kay Dilly saying, Ted, I had a similar experience for about a 2 to 3 week period. I made a scrape line from different points of the property, and they traveled the line at different times. Yeah. And then your wife said wifey is hunting tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow she is. We were going to go tonight. So I'm going to say right here on your show, Ted, I love you, baby. Thank you very much. So much appreciated. So Dawn and I were going to go down to the public tonight. And then this big buck goes running across the backyard. Well, I figured he's going to stay in our block. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be, so I need to get to my tree stand, which is all the way down to the other end of the 40 acres. So that was it. I got around, and Dawn's like, well, you better get in your tree stand. I'm like, no, we're going down on the public ground. She's like, whatever, go sit up there on him. Go. Man, he's here. You know, he's in there. Just go sit. You might be able to whack him. Cool. I'm like, man, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, babe, that's fine. I'll just hunt tomorrow. I was like, all right, if you're all right with it. If you want to go to public, let's go. We'll go. And she's like, nope, you get your butt up there and get in that stand. So yeah, I got it. I was in there about 1:45 and sat until dark, and $5 and 3 slick heads and no shooters. All the bucks I seen were little dinkers.
Yeah.
Well, I had one. It was probably one that might be right there, about 128 point that I seen on the way in, and he's just sat there and let me walk right on past him, basically staring at me. He didn't know. I don't think he knew I really saw him as I was kind of going in. He just kind of.
Sometimes if you don't pay attention to them, they just stand there and watch.
That's what I did. I was looking at him, but I just kept right on and walking right past him, and that was it. How many
deer I've shot like that growing up, just like walking and seeing a deer and like just acting like you don't see him, and like loading your gun up and then just turn around and all right, boom, and kill him. You know what I mean?
Plus he's an urban deer too, so he is people all the way around him. He lives in a block that's houses all the way around it, so he's used to that. Nobody ever messes with him until I showed up.
But like going into that barometric pressure thing, and I'm gonna just put this out there, and then I did this on my other live before I talked to you, but I wanted to put it out here tonight since we have some people in here. When the front leaves, that barometric pressure is rising. You want to hunt that rising barometric pressure, because there's a barometric pressure rise before the front comes in. So people say, oh, it's going to be raining tomorrow evening, so I want to get out in the morning and hunt. But if you watch the barometric pressure, that barometric pressure could rise the day before that front gets here. And that's a hot time to get it. And the reason why is because that barometric pressure affects the deer's system. What they do is they have a bunch of receptors in their nasal cavity. And when the barometric pressure rises, it releases a hormone in the deer that a deer can't control this. Now, a human can control this. And it sort of relates to the humans, like the hunger pains or the shots that you get to lose weight and stuff like that. Well, there is a hormone in a deer. It's called cortisol. And the cortisol is a hormone that wants to make a deer move and get up and be antsy. So when that barometric pressure is rising, that deer can't help those receptors and what it does to their body. So they want to get up and they want to move when the barometric pressure is rising. So that's why before and after, as long as that barometric pressure is rising, it's a good thing. But it also, and I've learned from research, that it also does another thing. It releases another hormone, and it's a hunger hormone, and it's called ghrelin. And that is an uncontrollable hormone that gets released from the receptors in their nose. And so it makes a deer move with the cortisol, and then the ghrelin in it will make them feed. It's a hunger hormone, okay? And we control that with those shots you get in the stomach so you don't gain weight. And that's our way of controlling it. But a deer can't help that. So when the barometric pressure is rising, the two hormones that get released in the deer are the ghrelin and the cortisol, which causes them to want to move and eat more. So that's why barometric pressure means something in the deer woods with deer, because they can't control that. So if you can see the pressure's rising before the front, get out there when that pressure's rising, not actually right before the cold front. Look at the barometric pressure. And if it's not rising a day before, go out when it's rising or go out after when it's rising. And I think you'll see more deer that way. It's working with me this year with my son going down there and watching the barometric pressure and rising and steady and then dropping. Dropping is supposedly not good, but if it's moving up or down is better than it being at steady. Up is always good, and the magic number is 30.2. Anything at 30.2 or above, it makes a deer move. We had a situation this year was 33.18, and I seen 30 deer that night. Now they weren't in range, they were moving, and but they were so active that night, and that barometric pressure was 33.18. But the magic number for a deer is 30.2. So just keep an eye on that, Shawn. Try to do that this year. If you think of barometric pressure, just look at that number every once in a while and pay attention to that number a little more than you're used to, and see what you see in the woods. And a lot of the hunters that are in here and the people that are in here, I want you to pay attention to the barometric pressure number this year, at least like now. Now the rut is coming on, so barometric pressure, 70
all
degrees.
Bets are off.
That's all bets are off. This is more like October hunting when feeding patterns and stuff like that. You want to pay attention to that. Now, it may help a little bit with does moving to food and stuff like that, because the bucks will follow the does. So I key on does at this time of the year as well. Like where the doe are feeding, that's where I want to be, because
because that's where the bucks are going to be.
So don't let the bucks, if you're not seeing bucks, don't worry about not seeing the bucks right now.
As long as you're seeing
does, then that's a good thing. That does is the best decoy, the best scent you could have. Besides Jinx'em, I mean, you have Jinx'em scent out there, and you got a doe in the field. You got the best of both worlds right there.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to end with tonight. So,
all right,
all right, buddy. Well, thank you for coming. Yeah, just keep an eye on that. Throughout your hunt. So maybe not, maybe after the season, but like the rut, like I said, all bets are off. You could pay attention to it to see like what your does are doing now. But it's really for like, October, beginning of October, through those feeding patterns and normal behavior, watching that number. But I just wanted hunters out there just to pay attention a little bit more to that barometric pressure number and see.
Yeah, see if you start seeing a good pattern going, damn, that's hitting right on, just like he said.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start writing down stuff too in my little notebooks, like what I'm seeing and what you see my posts on Facebook. I put wind, sky, and that's my little reference. I could always go back and look and see. Okay, I didn't see nothing this day. Where was everything at? And then I seen $5 that day. Where was everything at? And that's my sort of logbook when I do them posts.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks, Kevin. Was that Kevin Dilly? Is that his name? Kevin
Dilly,
Kevin Dilly, yeah, Kevin, and he's on the pro stuff. So thank you for coming in tonight. Missy, thank you for coming in. It's the first time I believe her and Kevin have been on the live. So I appreciate you coming over and watching Shawn and I do this. I try to get you out, get Shawn on here to give you the correct information. Shawn's a great guy. Dawn's awesome. As you can tell, she was working on stuff behind the scenes. She's always on top of things. So great people to work with. They care about their products. They care about you. And if there's ever anything you need to know, you can always contact them. So I'm so glad that I got on the Jinx'Em train here, and you guys should too. Follow them on Facebook as well. They do lives every Wednesday at 8:00. I believe you're doing lives
Most
every
Wednesdays. We've kind of skipped these last couple there. We've been just so dang busy, and then we're wiped out, and it's like all we want to do is come out of that. We've been having some midnight, 1:00 in the morning nights out there in that shop. So, we had one day we had, I think we were right around 90 orders we had in one day here a few days ago. And man, let me tell you what.
That's funny.
So, we're going to be out here a while.
Yeah. Well, on your website right now, and I wanted to mention this to people, you know, your monster buck scrape packages, your big buck scrape, your trophy buck scrape packages on your website, in your pure trio pack, they're all on sale right now. It says save 19%, save 20%, and save 26%. Is that still going on right now as well?
Yeah, for them.
Because I see that on your website for your trio packs and your mock scrape kits.
Now so the trio pack should be 25% off if it's not
right now
showing
it
that.
Says, right now it says 26% off right now.
So okay, so giving you a little extra.
See if they want to
because
go
that's that's the spooktacular.
Is that the spooktacular
we have going on starting at midnight tonight and running until midnight Sunday night? So
so make sure you guys get over there and check it out. Use my link, but the Off the Hook Outdoors is 10%. You're going to be saving 25%. So just go over to Jinx'Em Scent, order
that's it. Only for the weekend.
Yeah, that's only for the weekend. So after that, then you can use my code again to save 10%. But and anybody that's in here that go over and, you know, first timers or whatever, mention my name or mention this live that you've seen us on here, and give Shawn Dawn a shout out. But I really appreciate
and again for the guys who are wondering, what do I order? Get a bottle of Dominant Buck, get a bottle of Bewitched or our Ecstasy, and a bottle of our polyglandular scent Mystic, and that's all you need right there, right now, to build a mock scrape anywhere.
Dawn said that price is bulk pricing that I just blurted out there. The 19, 20, and 26% is the bulk pricing for that. So you'd have to buy in bulk to get that price. Just so you guys know. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. But that's all you need right now. And honestly, you could probably just go this late now. I would say you're looking at the Dominant Buck Misfortune, and then our Ecstasy, and then our Mystic Polyglandular Scent on your licking branch, and get those mocks going. And right there, those three products, you will have action on your mocks, guaranteed. If you're putting them where they need to be. So
yeah, it ain't like you just, and that's another thing, guys. That's a whole nother live here. But like placement, you know, mock scrapes, they're pretty important with placement. And we're, you know, if location. You don't just go out there and say, oh, I put a stand here, I'm going to put a scrape right here, and I'm going to have a buck on it. You got to put the scrapes in the correct areas where there's deer, where there's doe families as well, because a buck has to communicate with other deer. If there's no deer in the area and you put a scrape up, there's nobody's going to communicate with them. That's like the telephone. If you don't have a cell phone,
they're not staying there right now. They might move there later.
Yes.
You know, because they do. They'll have their fall and winter hangouts and you know, their summer hangouts. Everything's different, you know, and they're just following the food. Literally, as the food goes around, you come into the spring. I mean, anything that's turning green out of the winter, that's it. They're hammering on it. And they'll feed on that until then you start getting your little buds coming on your trees, and they'll start eating on those. And then of course, all of a sudden you've got hunters and farmers, you know, beans, corn, all that starts growing, and they'll start hammering on those beans and corn, and pretty much that's it. So they're going to move to whatever is in the area that's in season, I guess. So here's another one I'll give before we go real quick too. So we've got, the neighbor's got a crabapple tree in their backyard. It takes that tree every year. It takes that tree about 5-6 days to drop its. Once it starts, 5-6 days later, it's done. All those crab apples have fallen off that tree, and for 5 days straight, or 6. There are deer under that tree. Like about every time you look out the window, there's another deer under the apple tree over there.
Until the
That's it.
apples are gone. Yeah.
Yep. After that 5 days, boom, they're gone. And that's what they're doing. They're just moving to the next tree that's dropping, whatever's dropping, pears, apples, whatever it may be, acorns, whatever like that. Now this crab apple tree actually just dropped just here this last week. So we had quite a bit of action in the backyard here this last week.
Nice.
Just watching the doe and the fawns and all that come in there on those crab apples. And they do that every year. So it's kind of neat, but they're like that with everything in the wild too. They'll go to, if they know where there's a good pear tree dropping pears, they're gonna be on them pears until they're gone.
Yeah.
Once they're gone, and they'll hit other stuff too. But
them deer you'll see in my videos, I got that 10-point come over and he stands up on his hind legs. He eats some of the pears. I got sickle pears. We grew that pear tree from a stick in a pot in my yard. And it grew. It's 35 foot now, and it's loaded with sickle pears. And we grew about 5 or 6 of them. So my dad put 1 in the middle of the food plot and put 4 on the other side. And
deer love pears too, man. And I will bait if I could bait. I would bait with pears before I would bait with any apple.
Yeah, and the pears only get so big, and what they do is they stay on the tree now till almost end of November. So them deer are always over there. That's why the sickle pears are a good pair, because they don't fall early; they fall late. So all hunting season, I have them there, and from them feeding in that around that pear, that whole pear tree is a scrape. There's scrapes around that whole pear tree. So them deer come from everywhere. All these different bucks. It's like I consider it almost a community scrape. They come into there and they rub their antlers and then they leave. And then the next buck comes in and rubs his and works his way around it, eats a couple pears where they can reach, and then they leave. So it's a really good spot. It's really neat. You'll see the next couple videos coming out now that it's going to be it's action packed on that food.
Good deal.
So yeah,
good deal.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep you longer than you have to, guys. So thank you for coming in, Shawn. I really appreciate you.
You bet. Thanks for having me, Ted.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Always enjoy it. Just gets hard sometimes with everything being so busy. And so, thank you for the invite. And
there was a comment in the chat that I didn't mention. I wanted to tell you. They said we should do every week a Jinx'Em mock scrape video live and show all the videos from people sending in videos of their mock scrapes, and then do a live and have their videos play on the live. That would be kind of cool, maybe for next year or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say that might take a little bit of getting some equipment.
It takes a little bit of, I'd have to download everything and then would share them out on here as we're going. I would just share the screen on the emails, and I would just go to their email. So I'd have to have a folder with all their videos, and then we could just present it and I would just present that video to us and put it up on the screen and share it, and we could run mock scrape videos next year or something.
Yep. Go to Jinx'Em Nation though. For guys, we have a Jinx'Em Nation page, which is not staff. It's just Jinx'Em Nation. It's open to the public. Anybody can join. And there's quite a few videos guys are posting on there of bucks coming in on their mocks. And boy, some of these guys, you always, it's every year. There's some of these guys out there, boy, they got some giants.
Hammers, some hammers,
look at that boy. What a man. I want to shoot him.
And then they disappear for 3 weeks and you don't see them. It's like, what the heck? You were just hitting. But I'm having them nighttime photos, so I got to get in there in the morning and hunt it. I got to get in the morning. That's what I'm thinking I need to do. So,
and things are things are going to let loose here pretty quick too. So that's where the guys that aren't maybe real good at deer hunting, when the rut hits and it's in full swing, even a lot of times the guys that struggle, even they get their cracks at deer during the rut, because the deer get stupid and they're making a lot of mistakes. And so, but
that's what I'm hoping for.
Then again, they still outsmart me through the rut lots of times too. So
yeah, me too. I like the pre-rut better than the rut myself, but the rut is neat because you can see all kinds of new bucks coming in and going. But I like the pre-rut because you get them in sort of naturally where they're a little more curious, but they're calmed down where they'll actually stop for a shot. That rut,
they're not running by you chasing a doe 100 mile an hour,
and you're jumping up, trying to get them to stop. So
Yep.
it can be a little crazy in the woods. But anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I wanted to thank Shawn and Dawn. Thank you, Shawn, for coming up today. Thank you,
bet.
Dawn, for being in the background and correcting us when we were wrong in some of the
Right,
stuff.
right.
But thank you that for Dawn. Missy and Kevin, thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you. I hope you guys stop in more. Check out my channel at Off the Hook Outdoors. Subscribe, hit the like button, share us out. We try to get as many videos as we can out. I usually download a video once a week, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So check that out. I have a merch store. Oh, speaking of merch, you and Dawn, they shipped out today your stuff that's coming from me to you guys to say thank you. So that should be there in a few days. So
awesome. Thanks, Ted.
Keep an eye out for that. So, and like I said, guys, we're done. Good luck this season. Have a great rut. I don't know if we're going to be able to get back on alive during the rut here because I'm going to be going full bore. I'm sure you will be too. So maybe after the season, we'll do like an after the season recap live or something like that with you guys. We'll do that when everything's settled down. But for now, guys, happy hunting. Have a great rut. Have a safe hunting season the rest of your season. And go out and shoot that big one, guys. So
that's it.
All right,
good luck,
guys.
everybody.
Good luck. And like I always say, guys, take a kid fishing or hunting. We're going to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations. And we will see you. Boom.